I'm just going to start the stream. 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Well, hello, welcome to the Mackems v Mag show tonight, and we've got some guests with us today. Not just Rob's dog.
I just need to buy my sister's gift. Argos.
We have got Baz, the Newcastle fan. How you doing, mate?
Evening, good mate, you?
And we've got Don Earl. You all right, pal?
Great, see you.
Gaza, you doing all right?
All right, man.
And Rob. So then, how's everybody's nerves?
Bricking it.
It's one of them where it's been long in the wait and it's so upon us and we just don't know where it's gonna go. And that for me is it's just we just don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what to expect. And we're gone off previous, which is absolutely just out the window because it was just two different completely sides from when we last met, and now it's just two teams gone pretty well in the Premier League at the minute.
Don, how are you? How's your nerve? How's your anxiety-ometer, how you want to call them?
I think it's one of those ones where there's a part of me that's like, get in, it's the derby, and there's another part that's going, oh my God, it's the derby. And I think it could be 6-0 to Newcastle, it could be 6-0 to Sunderland. You just have no clue what's going to happen on this match at all. Depends which team turns up on the day, and I don't think at the minute you can actually guarantee which one it's going to be.
Are you the same, Baz, mate? Are you sort of like, are you calm and collected, or are you a nervous wreck like a lot of fans are?
I'm nervous after the last 3 games conceding late in the last 10 minutes. It's very, very frustrating. And you guys are good at set pieces, so I'm a little bit worried, especially if Ramsdale's in goal, because he doesn't seem to command his box as well as Nick Pope does, and you guys will punish that. So I am nervous. I am very nervous.
How do you think?
He said they're going to learn from that, though, aren't he?
He hasn't learned from it in the last 4 games, though, has he?
Well, yeah, he has said that after every one of those games, to be fair.
Yeah, so I'm nervous. It's been a long time. Obviously, you can wipe the FA Cup out of the discussion because that was a different time. You guys haven't been in the Premier League for 7 years, so it's the first one back, and we want to win it. You know, everyone wants to win it. I'd probably take a draw now, to be honest with you. I don't want to lose.
Don't we all? Gary V 1966 is in the chat. He says, "Evening, Baz."
Evening. He's off from my channel. He watches. All right.
Hello, Gary. Good to see you on the channel, mate. John McKinney says, "Xhaka won't allow the team to lose."
I thought he was missing on Sunday.
No, I mean,
no. There was rumours he was.
I know there's somebody else asking for you, Baz, as well. It's E. Stapleton.
Yeah, Leslie. Yeah. I told all my guys to try and come over and watch tonight.
Oh, champion.
Yeah. No, Xhaka was taken off on Saturday because there was concern when we were 3-0 down that he was going to pick a yellow card up. So they took him off to save the risk. The same with Siddiqui. He was on 4 yellows and he got subbed at 70 minutes to save him picking up another yellow and missing the game on Sunday. So, yeah, we should have our midfield manager, I should say, on the field.
Well, I think what we were planning or hoping was when we were playing Bournemouth was both of them got carded, so they would miss City, and then they were clean slate gone into the derby.
Yeah.
I think when I seen them in the lineup against City, my heart sank massively because I thought just one tap here and you're out. But I think on the City game for Sunderland side of things, I think that's where we sort of went wrong because you could see Xhaka was not putting out in, Siddiqui wasn't putting out in. Their mind and focus was literally on this Sunday.
Yeah.
And I would have definitely played 2 other midfielders against City. That's what I would have done anyway.
So, without being cheeky, does that show you this game means more to us than to our players? Because we played our full strength last night.
Quite possibly, yeah.
And I think, if we go on to win, I think a lot of your fans might scratch your head about the team that you did play last night with the result like you did come away with. Then I think, you know, the band should be us, but all that goes out the window. Like, I don't care what people say, oh, you played this, that, and the other. Right? You could be 20 points clear at the top of the league, where you could be, you know, 50 points adrift at the bottom. When them two teams meet, it's just a different kettle of fish that's turn up. So yeah, I just feel like you could have put any team out last night, but then players will turn up for you on Sunday. The adrenaline will be kicking in, and Jack will get carded, Bruno will get carded, Linton will get carded. Do you know,
he's not playing, but I don't think Linton's going to be playing, to be fair, after last night. He got
did he
pulled
came off?
off.
He got come off, didn't he?
I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad because if you saw that, we were just talking about this earlier on, like when Lewis Miley was about to come on, Joe Linton did signal to the bench to say, I want to run on, sort of thing, which kind of says it's not as bad as what's making out. I think you know, I think there is a little bit of gamesmanship going on there, keeping it a bit quiet who's going to play at the minute.
And it does happen.
I mean, personally, I'd play Miley after his performance last night when he came on.
Yeah.
I thought Joe Linton was a bit missing last night, to be fair.
He was. Plus, Miley's a local lad as well, so he knows exactly what it means. I know Joe Linton's obviously been involved in the game before, but when you're from the area, it means just that little bit extra. So you pop him in it.
Were you happy with your point yesterday, the 2-2, or did you feel like you threw it away and was it 2 points dropped more than else?
If someone said before the game, would you take a point, I would have said yes. But when you're 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go and you're sitting in 6 as it was, you know, in the automatic positions, having it in your own hands, beating PSV the next time round, we would have automatically qualified. Now we're potentially going to play an extra game. So it feels like we've sort of thrown it away. It's just bad defending again. That's the frustrating thing.
It was a fair result, though, wasn't it?
It was, but in the second half, after hitting the woodwork twice, you know, I thought we deserved it on the balance of that 45 minutes.
We should have been 2-0 down in 10 minutes. You know, we were like, you know, a thimble's edge away from a penalty and a red card. Let's be honest. So we've got away with it a bit.
We have a little bit, but on the balance of the chances in the game, I thought we deserved it more personally.
It's gonna have a crack on with it. Sorry, carry on, Baz. Sorry.
No, I'm saying we just deserved it more. Obviously, creating those 3 chances in the second half that we didn't take, the Chow header and the 2 ones I hit the post. You know, there was the Gordon effort and the Murphy effort. I just thought we were very unlucky. It goes to 3-1 and it's game over. But like you said in the first half, if it goes to 2-0, it's probably game over as well. So it's a tough one. But when you go 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go, the old Newcastle last season would have saw that game out. This new Newcastle in the last 10 minutes seem to be rabbit in the headlight. And it's very scary.
Dropping back, don't it? And you can see it happening. You're like watching it, you're going, oh, no. You're doing it again. They keep getting closer, you know, back to the 18-yard line. And you're just like, what are you doing? You're not closing anyone down. But did you not think they looked a bit tired last night as well?
But a couple of the players did. Not everyone. But just to let a ball from 45 yards out to go right through the middle of you the way it did, I thought, Jesus. You know, just one dummy.
Though.
It was a great dummy, but surely there's got to be. I mean, Bruno was on his heels. I just think it was defendable. I really do.
Do you know, like what you're just saying there, though? Like, obviously, you know, the last 20 minutes and, you know, you're sitting back, letting teams come and play against you and stuff like that. This is where, like, I think from a Newcastle point of view, when you come up on Sundays, this is when we turn up. This is when we actually start turning the screw. And for me, what you're saying to what we are seeing week in, week out, I think that could be the crucial part of the actual game. So, hopefully, in any way.
Yeah, well, the one thing we like to do is we like to high press, put all our energy into getting ahead in the game and then winning it before the last 20 minutes. So then we can try and manage the game out, which we've done in some games. Look at the Everton game away from home, 3-0 up at half time. We managed the game out. We didn't put as much effort in the second half because technically the game's won. And that's what we like to do. And if we don't win the game by the 70th, 80th minute, we get a bit tired. And then that's where the substitutions need to come in a little bit better sometimes. But, you know, if we blow you away in the first half, you're going to be like, oh, crap, we're just going to see the game out. But like what Man City do. They do it very, very well. They blow teams away, and then they just pass the ball around and wear you out.
Just going to crack on with some of the people in the chat as
Yeah,
well. And as the banter's kicking off already. Remember, Carl, how you doing? Carl Wingfield says, Cabbie and guys, how you doing? Ian Roberts, evening, Cabbie and all. Lee Maggs, 93 says, the derby as always meant more to Sunderland fans as it's the only thing they have in football, the rivalry with Newcastle. Boom, boom. Gary says, we've still got illness in the camp. Wisa has flu and so do others. Lord Gary Hoyle. And Gary also says, Joy Linton hasn't been right since that injury last season. Ian Roberts says, so what's Newcastle excuse then? This is replying to Lee Mag. Says they've hardly been world beaters. Hello to the moderator, Dougie. Stevie says, best derby in the UK. No Old Firm takes that number 1 spot. Good evening to Jules 372. He says, hi, Baz, Les, Gary. And Palmas Mackem says, is Diarra fit to play? We will get on to that. Evening, Colin Major. How are you, dear mate? Good to see you. I think we're going to get a different game compared to last time when we played each other at the Stadium. Like, I mean, there was yards, well, miles apart, weren't there? The quality when we were like Championship side in the FA Cup. I mean, the gulf there was massive.
It was. It was.
I do think, well, dare I say it, you're going to see a completely different game. I mean, a lot of people are surprised, how well we've done picking up points against the so-called big teams like your Arsenals and your Chelseas and your Liverpools. I just think Man City was a step too far for us. Playing Liverpool and then 2 or 3 days later, Man City away. I just think it was just too much. So. Are you expecting a closer game? I'll ask everyone than what you did when you last, was it 3-0 you beat us at the Stadium of Light, where it was really men against boys on that day.
It was. You were celebrating a tackle, weren't you? The only thing you got to celebrate that day. But I am expecting a much, much difficult, harder game. You guys, and I hate to say it, have been absolutely superb this season. Going away to Stamford Bridge and winning is not easy to do. Getting a point at Liverpool, even though they're in a slump, it's not easy to do. Man City is a fetch too far, to be fair. I mean, we've never done well at the Etihad, so I can't, slab yous for that result because ours are even worse. So it's at your ground, as long as you don't roll the red carpet out like you did in the FA Cup, and change all the...
Change the bar to Newcastle.
Change the bar,
I've seen the AI pictures with the Stadium of Light metro station being painted black and white and all that.
Black and white,
even black and white.
You've got a much better squad this time round, though, aren't you? I mean, you look at the squad's gelled. Your manager's really good. He knows how to get the best out of his players. You've got some absolutely. I mean, I think Isidore's probably one of the best signings that the Premier League's seen. I think he's absolutely fantastic. For what you paid for him, you probably quadrupled your money well and then some for what he's worth now. If Xhaka plays, I hate him, genuinely. He's just such a fucking good player. General brilliant in the middle. I think he's just going to be outstanding for you, and he could be the difference on Sunday.
Yeah.
The battle between him and Bruno is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. He definitely makes Sunderland tick.
What do you reckon, Gaz?
I think for me, that's where the battles is going to be. It's all going to be around the middle of the park. And I think, do you think Murphy will play or not?
On the right, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I mean, after last night, maybe, because I don't think Barnes was very good, very effective. Murphy came on and did all right, hit the post. I'd probably start Murphy as well because he knows what it's about. He's a Newcastle fan again, so I would start him, but what Eddie Howe does will be different.
I think for me as well, like I think when you say that, like the local boys and stuff like that, Dan Burn, I think is going to be either a liability or he's going to be outstanding. I think these emotions could run riot, and Isidore knows how to play them. Do you know what I mean? He runs off them and everything else like that, and he'll just not have the legs for him. So that could be an interesting.
The only thing with Isidore though is his awareness of offside.
Yeah,
he does tend to get offside quite a lot.
Yeah.
So that might be the saving grace for Dan Burn, because as you say, Big Dan is not the fastest player on the pitch.
No.
Like,
No, he's not. But he's clever.
Well, I mean, Isadore's not really a striker. We brought him in as a winger, and he's still not our out and out striker. He's because
he still pulls out on the wings, doesn't he? You can see his natural ability. He always seems to always drift to the wing, doesn't he?
Yeah, when there's a ball played through to him and he gets 1-on-1. But say that the last time he scored was Chelsea away, and he's had I'm not gonna say sitters, but he's had 2 1-on-1 chances with keepers. One at Liverpool, one at Man City. Some say an experienced striker would have buried them, but it's easier said than done, isn't it? When you're sitting here watching it.
Who's your left winger?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Right, because that's where your joy will come. Your joy will come down the left-hand side.
Could be Simon Adringra.
Lefebvre.
It could be Lefebvre. It could be Mayenda. It could be Mundell. They can all play in that position.
Right, because
I think that's how we're strongest is down the left. I think when we look on paper, we've got so many people that can play on that.
Yeah, because if you watched us last night and watch us carefully, Tino Livramento has been asked to play like the Man City role, where instead of playing at right back, he moves into midfield to make it a 4 in midfield and the 3 at the back. So the space is always left on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So if you're quick enough to get down that side and quick enough to exploit it, that's where our danger always is. You saw them, Leverkusen last night a couple of times, go almost straight down the middle to that side. And then Dan Burn was struggling to get across, and Chow went missing because he was following their striker. The space is there. It's just whether you're clever enough and quick enough to exploit it, because Tino's quick enough to get back, but he's also very intelligent on the ball and quick to move it. And that's where we overload the midfield, and then we get our chances out wide because everyone comes in, and if we play Murphy, he'll hug the touchline. So it's going to be interesting tactically whether you see that in the game and whether you try and exploit it or not.
I think that's where Lefebvre comes in, and I've seen him do this on so many occasions. He draws the players into our own half, and then it's like Xhaka, and then bang, they're away. And I think when we've seen a few of the goals down that side, especially with Isidore and all, it's always down there. But it's Lefebvre who's the mastermind round it by drawing them all out. And as soon as they come out, that's when we counter. And I think hopefully it comes into effect on Sunday as well.
Jules has just said, ask Baz to say love it. He'll know who I am.
Well, we have a running joke that every time I say that, you've got to take a shot. And I love it.
Hello to Jake. Hello to Patrick73. Gary Hoyle's just popped in as well. Hello to Stevie Taylor. He reckons, I think we can win 2-0 on Sunday, but I know for sure we won't be bullied like we were in the cup tie. Gary says, yes, we love the derby and the banter, but it's not a game for the faint-hearted. You cannot relax and enjoy the match. It's always full of tension for both sets. Fans. Jake says Barnes, Wisser and Murphy.
But Wisser won't start on Sunday. He's, like I said, he's been struggling with illness and he's just come back from injury. You can't just throw him into a game like this from the start. Definitely not. Voltemeda will definitely start up front. Whether he lasts the whole 90 minutes will be a different story as well.
I think if Voltemeda starts, then I think the best player we could put would be Murphy on that right wing as a starter.
Absolutely.
Because his ability to cross the ball. I mean, Elanga's starting to get better with it, but I think Murphy's way better. And Bonds just tries to cut inside all the time and have a shot. All the time. This is why I always said Gordon's a better player than Barnes, but people still don't believe me.
Davey's saying Davey's son's Kevin, who's a member of the channel as well. He comes on. He says, I think that gap you're talking about is the gap Isidore will run into behind Livramento. Could even start with 2 up top. How are you doing, Patrick? You okay? Sorry, lads. Carry on.
Good evening, Patrick. You well?
I don't know where we were now. I'm lost. Next question.
Do you know? I think for your team. I mean, I think Harvey Barnes and what you call it?
Gordon.
Gordon. Do you ever get this brain freeze where you just forget the simplest thing?
all the time.
The dangerous players. I mean, he's been a regular goal scorer. The pair of them have. And he's good at penalties as Gordon. Like, I mean...
5 out of 5 since he last missed.
Yeah, I know. So they're going to be dangerous. Do you know what I mean? But Gordon's going to be either the hero of the villain or the villain, isn't he? He's that type of player.
Yeah. There's 2 ways we should play. If we're going to play Barnes and Gordon, they've got to be inverted forwards and play off Voltemeda, because that's it. Voltemeda's strength is coming deep. Lovely touches, playing the ball around corners. If we play Murphy, we'll play a different way, because we'll want to get the ball out wide quicker. We'd also want to play down the right-hand side and try and open up the left-hand side for Gordon to get a one-on-one with your right back and try and get past him. It's a tactic we've used quite a lot, where you'll see it with Bruno. We'll go down the right-hand side, pass the ball around some nice little triangles, and then suddenly whip one over to the left-hand side and go, right, go at your man. They're the 2 ways we'll play. But Barnes, for me, on the right wing doesn't work. It never has worked. He cuts inside on his left foot. You saw it last night. He did it twice in the first half, and he trickled 2 to the goalkeeper on his left foot. He has to be on the left-hand side to cut in on his favoured right foot to have a decent shot. And he's too predictable for me. That's why Gordon's a better player, because he can go down the wing, cross it, as we saw for Miley's goal. That cross was beautiful, but he can also cut inside and shoot as well. So he's a more dangerous winger, because defenders are like, oh crap, which way is he going? Where with Barnes, you just show him inside and he'll go inside, and he's easier to play against. Now, I like Barnes, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great backup, but Gordon for me, Murphy on the right, and Voltemeda up front would be the way I would go. I think you're the same way, Earl, aren't you?
That was the same. I mean, I think you're absolutely spot on there. I think when you bring Barnes on in the last 25 minutes, when he's full of energy and the rest of the team's starting to slow down, that's when he comes into his own, and that's when he was scoring good goals last season and making a difference. We're absolutely spot on. Murphy will hook the touchline. He'll try and deliver the cross, but every now and again, he'll play a wild card and he'll come inside and have a shot, and sometimes they come up. But he's also, I think he's a lot better at finding that space behind and driving into it. He makes better runs than Barnes. Barnes tends to pick the ball up in midfield and run, whereas Murphy's looking for the ball over the top of the ball through, and Bruno picks up a lot. I tell you what as well, that's going to sound bad.
Go on.
But I'd probably start, if Fabian Schär's fit, I'd think twice about whether he plays instead of Burn.
I would disagree. When it comes to our 4 centre-backs, I don't care who partners who. I think all 4 of them are very capable on their day of doing an excellent job. So when I hear one's missing, I'm like, well, it's all right. Dan Burn's coming in, or Schär's coming in, or Chow and Botman are going to be playing. All 4 are fantastic. And maybe a Schär and Chow back line, especially after Burn's last 2 games haven't been fantastic, probably a good way to go. But it's Dan Burn and it's a derby. Could you imagine sitting him down and going, Bernie, I'm really sorry, mate. You're not playing. I can imagine Eddie Howe's face being indented a few times. So, yeah, it's a tough one.
Do you not think last night on that first goal, like the own goal from Bruno, do you not think that Burns was in totally the wrong place?
I think
why was he not on the back post?
Fault, yeah, I mean, yeah. It's all hindsight now. You can see it.
No. Yeah. But everyone's going long, you saw with Bruno, it's like amazing on the other day. Everyone's going long to the back post. Why is Burns sitting on the penalty spot just about?
It's good tactics though, isn't it? Because they start at the back and then they suck everyone to the front post, don't they? Then they go long, and it's whether the players have switched on to say, well, I'm just going to stay here. Tonali was at fault for it, really, because, I mean, he was doing exactly what the defender was doing against Burn in the Spurs game. He wasn't watching the ball. He was watching the man. He was holding on to him, and then boom, it was in the back of the net. It was like,
well, he was, to be fair, when you think about it, you've got a 7-foot bloke. You really want him as the one that's challenging for the header, and not Tonali. He's not the biggest lad in the world.
No, he's not. But they strategically put Voltemeda on the front post doing the Alan Shearer job, don't they? And then they have one in the middle to clear. If it gets right to the back post, it was unlucky, wasn't it? Because the attacker's done the right thing. He's heading it back across goal, which is what you need to do. And it's just took a bad deflection, hasn't it? So technically, it's worked. The defensive structure worked all right. It was very unlucky.
It's going to go back on.
Were you not bricking yourself on every corner though?
You what? Sorry.
Yeah.
Were you not bricking it on every corner? Every single time the corner came in, I was just like, "This is." There's a better than 50 chance here they're going to score.
Yeah, I'm sure last season we only conceded from like 1 or 2 corners. I don't know what's happened this season. I don't know what's gone wrong, but we don't seem confident to clear them, and that's where I think Sunderland are going to be licking their lips on Sunday. You know, win corners, get those long throw-ins in that you can do. You know, it's going to be hiding behind the settee when that happens.
I'm just going to go back on the chat as well. Say hello to catch up with Sale. Wazza says, "Why is your scarf on shirt orange, Cabby? Had the colour settings wrong on the camera, but now it should be a bright pink now, I think." Gary says, "Agree, Baz. Barnes is wasted on the right. You're losing 90% of his game and threat." Jake says, "No, Barnes is much better than Gordon." Steve says, nice wool scarf, Cabby. Gary Hoyle says, "Always get the feeling Gordon just holds onto the ball for too long. A little greedy on occasions when an easy ball is a better option." What does Baz think of that?
They both do that, to be fair, Barnes and Gordon. I mean, Gordon did it last night where I was just play it inside to Bruno, and he lost it and they went on the attack. But to put the Gordon and Barnes debate to bed, it's very simple. Gordon's in the England squad. Harvey Barnes is not on the England radar. That tells me who the better player is.
I always think with Barnes, he's like a super sub. Do you know, he's that sort of player who can come on and change a game. Starting him, I've never. And do you know? I think was it his last club? Was it Chelsea?
Leicester.
Leicester. Sorry, yeah. He used to come on and he was the main man there, but then he sort of found this super sub sort of role coming on, and you more or less guaranteed he was going to either assist or score a goal when he came on. Yeah. But now he's starting again. It's like,
if you ask any Leicester fan from when he was there, they all said the same thing to me. They said if he's not scoring goals, he's ineffective. If he's scoring goals, his game looks better.
Kevin Ware says, "I feel the tactics of both teams will be played out down the wings. We both have full backs that like to get forward. Who do you guys think are more dangerous on the counter-attack?" That's from Kev.
Oh, good question. I would say both teams are just as dangerous as each other. But who will be playing on the counter-attack the most? Who wants to be that team that sits back and invites the pressure? I mean, we don't like playing against a low block. There's history of that. So will Sunderland at home want to be on the back foot and play the counter-attacking football? Or do we want to take the safer route and play the counter-attacking game like we did against City at St James's Park? So it's an interesting one. You'll find out in the first 15 minutes, I'm guessing, for the answer to that one.
Cheers, was it, for the £2 donation? I do appreciate it. He says, "Didn't give them any clues, lads." How were he says.
I think we'll start at the back myself. I think we'll leave it for 10-15 minutes, see how the game's panning out. I think, and
we normally do.
I didn't think we'll go for it. I didn't think we'll come out the traps. I think we'll just settle the nerves, settle the game down, and then play it into the game. And I think you'll see our full-backs at the back, not budging like Hume and Ronaldo. And then I think once you start playing, as long as you haven't scored, I think as soon as that first goal goes in, regardless who it is, that's when all the game plan goes out the window. I think that's when everything erupts and fireworks gone off. But I think it'll be a game of chess for the first, and I think even from yourselves as well, where it'll be like, let's test the water here, let's test the water there. But as soon as that first challenge goes in, first goal, wherever it might be, that's when the spark ignites for me.
It's like two boxers, isn't it? Just like sussing each other out, and then the first one that lowers that, it does that big blow, that first punch. It's like Patrick's asking a question to Don and Bazza. Says, "What do you think will happen with Eddie Howe if Sunderland win, especially if it's a big scoreline? Just seeing a few tremors from a certain section of your fans recently."
Oh God. The online Muppets. Go on, Don, you answer it.
No, nothing whatsoever.
Exactly.
So on the last question, I'll tell you what. If the first 15 minutes, if I was Sunderland, seeing how Newcastle have been in the last 3 games and how slow they've been to get out the traps, those first 15 minutes are definitely where I'd be getting after us. Tell you what's going to be a really boring first 15 minutes if Sunderland don't come up to us, because Newcastle have been so slow off the mark for the last 15 games.
We were quite quick last night, to be fair, though. We tried to be. It didn't really work that very well, did it? But
takes us 15 minutes to get our feet sorted out done.
Yeah, we're very slow. It's slow at starting. I mean, you know, we've got a habit. We've played a few games this season where we've started super slow the first 20 minutes. I mean, against Everton,
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth, for example. But for some strange reason, when we hit that certain minute mark at the Stadium of Light, and we sort of, it's like a switch just flicks, and we just take control, and the stadium gets really massively loud, and we're just like, hello a minute. It's like all of a sudden our minds have left the dressing room and now back on the football pitch.
It's
like,
when we go behind, isn't it? It's when we go behind. As soon as we go behind, it's like, all right, I think we're supposed to be playing here. We need to, do you know what I mean? Like, and that's why we've got the best record at the minute, by coming from behind to win games. It's bonkers.
Yeah, our heads certainly don't drop, do they, Rob? Well,
no,
when we're behind, because Rob does a lot of the watch-alongs with us and that, and that's one thing our heads didn't drop, especially at home.
Tends to give us a kick in the arse and make us play a little bit better. And Kev's just said the same thing. He said, start with a low block, we'll go one down, pull back before half time, and then get a winner in the 94th minute from a long throw or a corner.
Interesting though, because Sunderland have got the best record for coming back from a goal down. And we do have the worst record from losing from a goal up.
Yeah. Villa not took that over yet.
It's a 2-2 draw. That's it.
Desmond.
It's that question, guys. It was about Eddie Howe. It was so funny because I remember. I mean, most of Cabbie's viewers know, but I'm an ex-weather forecaster, and Don knows because we've worked together in the past. And at the time, I was working at Newcastle Weather Centre, and it was when Rude Hullett was your manager.
Oh, God.
We had a midweek game at St James's Park.
Yeah.
And it might have rained. It might have rained a little bit that night, which was in the forecast. But Tony Cartledge, who was the Radio Newcastle presenter at the time, knew I was a Sunderland fan, and Railton House was the producer, and he gave me a heads up beforehand. He says, Tony's going to stitch you. Be aware. So Tony Cartledge comes on. He says, right, what's your forecast for tomorrow night, Rob? I went, heavy rain. No, football-wise, mate. It's going to be 2-0 to Sunderland with Quinn and Phillips scoring the goals. And he said, and what do you think the outcome of that game will be? I said, you'll have a new manager by Sunday. Oops, that was a forecast I got right.
It was a wrong one for you guys, because after we got that forecast, we steamed up. Back up the league, didn't we?
You did.
I remember that game very well. I was a youngin then. I would say young, about 17, 18. I was washing dishes in a Chinese restaurant, and Kieran Dyer put us 1-0 up, and everyone in the restaurant heard it.
Yeah.
I was listening to it on the radio, and then when we went 2-1 down, I was just like, oh. I mean, who benches Shearer and Ferguson?
Well,
I mean, Jesus Christ. God.
I think there was a bit of clash of personalities there between Ferguson, Shearer, and Hullett, wasn't there?
Yeah. Well, obviously the story that comes out of it, Shearer got there to the training ground early to go and face-to-face talks with Hullett, and apparently the door was already off the hinges, and Ferguson was already in there giving him 2 hells.
Yeah,
beat him to it. So yeah, that was his last ever game in charge. I mean, sexy football, Jesus Christ. Got us to a cup final though, didn't he?
The Newcastle fans were ringing the shirts with the water, weren't there? Because there was like torrents of water going down the steps. And I remember John Watson commentary.
Oh, it was horrendous.
It didn't stop, Lord, did it? It didn't stop that rain that night, not at all.
I mean,
that was one forecast I got right weather-wise.
Yeah. I mean, I remember
you've only got a 10% of the time in it.
Yeah. But I remember another fixture when we played Sunderland when it was absolutely peeing down with rain. You'll remember that one as well. Scott Sellers.
Yeah. So
that was one of my first ever derbies, that. And I always remember David Kelly got changed at half time, and then within 30 seconds he was slid right into a pool of water and got absolutely soaked.
Yeah.
Is there any derby between Sun and Newcastle that sticks out? It always seems to be the first one you seem to think of, whether you daydream or not.
Easy. Albert Luque wrapped it up with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, or the Mackems fucked off home.
Yeah, I think for me it was Gary Rowell's solo display at St James's Park in the playoffs.
Before my time, that one, I think.
Yeah.
I remember watching one. I was on deployment. I was in Calcutta in India, and we went for an Indian, and the guy in the restaurant heard my accent and said, "Do you want to watch the football?"
No way.
And I think we beat Sunderland 5-0. 2010, I think it was.
5-0. Was it not 5-1? Was that one with
Bent scored the penalty.
The hat trick.
That was it.
Kevin Nolan hat trick.
The chicken dance.
Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah. I was in the gunner in No Shields, absolutely hammered. To be fair, I remember quite a lot of them. I mean, Peter Beardsley bicycle kick when we were 1-0 down at Roker Park. And Les Ferdinand and Beardsley scored. You know, there's obviously the defeats as well. You know, been to a lot of them, unfortunately. But yeah, the 4-1's one that sticks out of my mind because, you know, we were shocking in the first 45 minutes and then we steamrolled you in the second half. Chopra scoring with his first touch.
Yeah.
I loved Kieran Richardson's free kick, man. I think that was just one of the
absolute
bullet
screamer.
Liam O'Brien over the wall. There's another one. Ryan Taylor over the wall.
Yeah, there's a famous picture from the top of the television stand.
There is.
When
all I'm going to say, Don, is Jermaine Defoe.
No, which one?
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that. That was legend. Like, to be honest, you can't fault that one.
That was me and they sitting with a beer in your place in Cyprus.
Have you seen the latest Premier League video? I was asked to come to Sunderland to film it. It's like the biggest rivalries. If you just type in Premier League.
Is that what you sent me?
I think it's one you sent me. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's if that doesn't
doing the rounds,
get you in the mood, then don't know what we'll like. It's I didn't realise Alan Shearer's last game his last involvement was a penalty score against Sunderland.
Yeah, because you smashed his knee, didn't you?
Yeah. Made sure he didn't score against us again.
Why is any of you actually going to the game or not?
No, unfortunately, can't get tickets for this. It's impossible.
No. So I'm down in Barnsley, and the son-in-law is I call him a plastic Geordie. He's from Rotherham, right? So we're going into Rotherham. So my friend's coming down from Sunderland, who I haven't seen for quite a while, and then we're going to go into a sports bar in Rotherham. So I don't know how that's going to mix because there's a lot of Sheffield fans out who's still a bit raw from the playoff final. Yeah. I'm not drinking, so I'm on the 0% of them and at 4 months going strong. My friend on the other hand is an absolute pisshead.
Animal.
And we'll have a Geordie, a Mackem, and just loads of Yorkshire people around us. So I don't know how it's going to pan out, how it's going to go. But at least I'll be level-headed.
I wouldn't be at all surprised, you know, when you hype these games up and you hype them on for so long, and it's not just the Sun and Newcastle game. Sky does it when it's like Man U against Liverpool.
I know.
And then it's going to be the bigger up and bigger up and bigger up when it ends up 0-0. Still,
yeah,
it's boring, isn't it? Yeah.
It could also be two games, just two teams having a game of chess, cancelling each other out. Now it happens. I doubt it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's two teams like, you know.
Like I said, though, CABBIE, it's gonna take something to light the spark, and once that's gone, like you kind of go back. That's it. It's ready to rock and roll. Do you know what I mean? But it needs something early doors. So for 90 minutes, it's just absolutely hell on that pitch. And I didn't mean like literally killing each other. I mean like a proper derby. I can't remember watching a derby, even like your Arsenal and Tottenham's, or you know your Liverpool's, Man U's and stuff like that. Like you say, CABBIE, they build them up and you sit and watching it and you're thinking, God, I wish I just watched like Ipswich and Leicester now.
Aye, I know. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, we've got good 51 watching. Hit the thumbs up if you do like it. Let everybody know that we are live.
What's the scores in the chat anyway? Any predictions in the chat going or what?
Us by an odd goal.
You've asked it, guys. If you guys want in the chat want to do a prediction, I've already said mine. I'm going 0-0.
I'm not saying one because last time I tried to predict one, we got absolutely battered. So I'm not doing it.
You're not saying
I'm not doing it.
It was different last year, though. It was different in the FA Cup. It was, like I say, you've got a much better team now, so we are slightly worried.
Patrick, thanks for the $1.99 donation, mate. Much appreciated. Towards Rob's juice as always.
Cheers, Patrick.
Gabby says 0-3. John Bell says 3-0 Sunderland. 2-1 Sunderland, says David.
I can't see you stopping us from scoring, but I can't see us stopping you from scoring either. So it's going to be a score draw or a score win. So I think I'm the same as Earl. I think Desmond, Desmond.
Jeff says, lads, 5 skunks 0. I somehow doubt it. Imagine that, but I don't know. It's Cabbie on Sunday. Let's get carried away, man. Come on. On Sunday, another Sunday kickoff. I don't think you'll ever see a Saturday kickoff again. The way you're tying or tying with your derby, will you? They seem to be picking these Sundays now.
They have to with Champions League, don't they? So
it's 2:00 and all in it. So I'm glad it's not like your half 11s and 12 o'clocks and stuff like that. So
yeah, the Saturday morning ones are terrible, aren't they? Well, 12:30 kickoff.
I used to go in the pub for 8 o'clock. You're ramming sarnies down your throat and trying to get as many pints as you can, and you got in the game and you can't even watch it because you're that blind drunk.
Wazza says 3-1 to the tune. So I think Jake says 3-1. Robin says I do not make predictions.
I never will.
I would say the same, Robin, but Don knows quite well that as a forecaster I had to make predictions. So
come on then, Rob.
Yeah, I think us by a goal. I'm not sure what the score will be, but I think we'll snake it by 1 goal. 2-1, something like that. 3-2, whatever. But us by a goal.
I hope there is a lot of goals. I really do, and I hope there's a lot of cards and stuff like that. Just I want that derby feeling again. It's been just so long, and now it's here. Do you know what I mean? It's so
bit
close.
Of blood and snot.
Aye.
You've got to simply be there. You've got to be prepared. You know, you're either going to take the mick out your opposition the full time, or you've got to just man up, women up, whatever you want to call it these days, and take it on the chin. You know what I mean? And that's one thing you can't.
Easy said and done, though, Cabbie.
It is easy said and done, but you've got no option to have you. It's like I mean, we all know how we felt when we were 5-1. It was like, oh my god, you know. But that's part and parcel of it, isn't it? That's just the way things can. But I mean, Newcastle have closed the gap a little bit in the Premier League. They have closed the gap. I mean, we were was it 8 or 9 points ahead of them, and then was it just a point behind?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's so tight though, isn't it? I mean, we're down in 12th and we're only 4 points off 5th.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even closer than that. It's just so tight.
From 4th to 17th, I think I looked. I think there's about 5-6 points in it.
Crazy. Get this period out of the way. Get to second week in January, then you should see the table being what it should be.
Yeah, and I think as long as the bottom 3 will start to see that gap, right? Then it gives a bit of breathing space, to say the least, because we're still not out the woods. You know what I mean? I didn't think we'll go down. I really didn't. I really didn't now, but I still rather have that cushion that way you're not looking over your shoulder going into your last 10 games and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. I mean, people keep saying to me, "Cabbie, give out, man. What are you talking about relegation for? Are you daft? Go and support another team. What are you talking about relegation for?" I said, because it's possible. I mean,
until it's mathematically unimpossible, anything's possible, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But this is a good question for you guys. Obviously, you're sitting in a European spot at the moment. I think you're 22 points.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're 18 points off avoiding relegation. You need, 40 points is always the mark that people say aim for. Probably 34 will keep you up. So you're almost there anyway. So you must be setting your bar a little bit higher though. Now you must be thinking January
onus
window.
is the onus is, isn't there? So our obviously ambition was at the beginning with the manager and everyone was just to stay in the Premier League. But because the start that they've had, I did read somewhere the onus are now want to talk about the next milestone after January.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Like personally, from a Sunderland point of view, from me, it would be. I think it's too soon to get into these. I think I'd rather just get feel for the Premier League and then start to obviously looking to going into Europes and Europa and stuff like that because
you can do it too quickly. That's the problem. You look at what
I'm
we
worried
did.
about.
Yeah, we survived relegation.
Nottingham
Forest as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we finished in the Champions League spots, and then our Premier League form and injury record was shocking the next season. We finished seventh, should have been Europe, but obviously Man United won the FA Cup, and that knocked us out of it. But we were nowhere near that top four again because of the injuries, and it came too soon. So
the demand, isn't it?
Yeah. Once you're in it, though, once you've hit that milestone, you got to do it next season.
Yeah.
Nothing else would be accepted, which is stupid.
Morgan Blade says 4 years I've wanted the derbies back because neither club had much to look forward
All right, Blade. Blade's from over my end as well.
But
I think on Sunderland's side as well, you've got to be careful of the fact that you've got some of your players are in that transition phase on you, like the Luke 9 and stuff like that. You're going to have to replace them. And at the same time, you're going to want to strengthen your squad if you're going to go into Europe. The last thing you want is to, get into Europe and all of a sudden that kills your league form. You end up getting relegated, but you've done a season in Europe. We were in a dangerous place for that as well.
I'm not that fussed about Europe, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I think, like you say, you've got to have 3 squads, to keep your form in the league and the Europe going. Hello, Pixel Rich, mate. How you doing? Says, can't wait for Sunday, my 2 grandsons' first league derby. Seen some sights myself in the late 60s. No, I'm not that old, he says.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
No, but I am.
No, it's I don't know. It's just mad, isn't it? I mean, how many Newcastle fans of tickets have they got?
It's about 3,000, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 2,700 something.
Sorry, guys, I'll be back in 2 ticks.
Yeah, no bother, Baz.
I'm sure it was 2,700 and something tickets or something like that. And the Newcastle will reciprocate with the same number of tickets for the return game at St James's Park. So
John McGinney says, you don't want Europe, Cabbie. What the he says, do you just want to take 17th every season? Like, I didn't say 17th. Didn't put words into me mouth. I just
when you first come back up, your goal is to stay in the league for at least 2 years.
Aye.
Yes.
2 years. That's what you need to do, because I've seen so many teams survive 1 year, then go down the next year. So your target should be staying in the league for 2 years, and then you build.
Totally agree.
You don't
totally
want to
agree.
You said it there. You didn't want to be going too quick. I'm not trying to be negative, but it's the fact, let's just take one step at a time. And like I said, we aren't safe yet. And John McGinley hates me saying this. You know what I mean? Look, Burnley are getting cut adrift now. Wolves, good night Vienna, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Oh,
but
100%.
Leeds are causing problems. West Ham, Forest. Now, it looks like, is it going to be one of them 3? Because they keep picking points up. I mean, Leeds are battling. They seem to have a decent Ellen Road. As long as them 3 teams are starting to pick up points, then obviously the teams above them would be looking over the shoulders.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Cabbie, it's so tight from the 17th up to 4th and stuff like that. It just takes it. I think someone was saying when we were playing just before City, if you win 2 games, you're into second. Do you know what I mean? But you lose 2 games, you're down to 15th.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird old season how it started, I think, because the unpredictability of, I don't know where he's Sunderland, Burnley, Leeds, will be down there, it's M3 gone down, we've seen it before, we could forecast this, no problem. But all of a sudden, Nottingham Forest is in the mix, Wolves is in the mix, West Ham's in the mix, and they one at the top's even gone for it. It's just all backwards and forwards. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mental.
Well, even Fulham, like I say, Brentford. I mean,
Fulham was struggling,
two Premier League established sides. I mean, especially Fulham. I mean, they're like immense at home. I mean, just look at their last performance against City. Cheese for the donation, was a mate. £2. He said, I'd rather Sunderland and Leeds than Bournemouth and Brentford.
It's
someone's gonna.
It's tough for Brentford. Brentford have lost 2 of their top players, haven't they? So they're in a transition again.
They've lost a good manager as well.
Yeah, great manager. I would have had him when Steve Bruce was our manager before there was even talk of Eddie Howe. You know, Thomas Frank for me was the man I wanted to see. So him going to Spurs was probably a good move for him, but shocking for Brentford. You lose your 2 strikers as well. You know, you're talking nearly 50 goals between them 2 a season, aren't you, potentially?
Yeah.
And that's a lot to lose. And then also, I mean, they've done all right in the transfer window. They've replaced one of them. Fulham at home are normally formidable, but they're losing a few games. Lost to Palace recently. And that was a decent game to watch. Look at, Palace are 4th.
Lion.
4th.
Villa at the beginning of the season, they were trying to get your manager out this other than the come to the stadium allied. And we were saying this, Bazza, right? Sunderland is a team that kickstarts a player who's in a drought or a team that just cannot win. Villa come here, they scored 2 quick goals against us. Obviously, we brought it back. But then from there on in, they just went on this absolutely mad winning streak. And now they're sitting
9 out of 10, I think they've won.
9 out of
10 games.
That is championship material. That is title. Title material.
Yeah,
and nobody's talking about Villa. The radio shows I listen to, Talk Sport and that. Yeah, you did.
I have for months.
You have. But why not?
I was like, why not? I've even asked the Villa fans, and they're all like, "Oh no, we're not in a title race." I'm like, "I'll tell you what, if you keep this up until January, you are in a title race." There's only 3 form teams in this league at the moment. You were one of them to make a 4th, but you've started drifting a little bit. But Villa, City, and Arsenal, and the league shows it. They're the 3 form teams at the moment, and they've been absolutely fantastic. Everton have done brilliantly. I don't know how they're up there, but they are. Grealish is a different player now. I was expecting them to be further down the league. Palace are up there, even though they've sold all their best players almost. They're still up there. How he's still a manager at Palace and not at a bigger club, I don't know. You know, there's Brighton are still fishing around there, aren't they? They're always a team that's up and down. Bournemouth were flying, and now look at them. That's what you've got to be worried about. They were up there, and then they've dropped right down as well. So
David Walker says 2,528 away tickets for each derby. Stevie Taylor says, has any of you lads heard Newcastle sent 500 tickets back to us? He says, I cannot believe that in a million years.
No, we didn't. I think the club reissued 500 to standard sale that were actually given to corporate, but they took them off the corporate section and then sold them as standard tickets instead.
Rightly so.
Exactly.
I get that corporate side of things.
I know, me too.
It was like when we got to the final, was it something like 30% of the tickets was for like corporates and sponsors, and I'm like, why? Like, why does somebody from, I don't know, like Coca-Cola, who watches cricket or something like that, wants to go and watch a football match, they don't even want to be there.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's the real fans that always miss out now, isn't it? It's mental.
Money, isn't it? It's
it's all the money.
It's all about.
Yeah,
Prawn Sandwich Brigade, that's where it is.
They'd rather have an empty seat, but they've spent an extra 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, whatever grand it is on corporate and marketing and stuff. It's a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Everybody laughed at Man United when they did that years ago, and now look at their revenue. And that is why they did it. And now we're all playing catch up.
Yeah.
So,
if you look at the World Cup, though, at the World Cup, the competing teams are only getting 8% of the tickets.
I know.
I think I heard about
ridiculous.
That.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they reckon the tickets are going to be well in excess of 300, 400 quid per game because they've got dynamic pricing as well.
7
Yeah.
grand for the final.
Yeah.
There was a lad who goes home and away to England who's a Newcastle fan, and he's put out on Twitter something like 5 grand to watch all the England games to get to the final.
Jeez.
So he's got like a corporate Wembley box and all that sort of stuff as well. So he loves it. That's a lot of money. And then that's not even flights and accommodation and all that sort of stuff involved either. It's mental.
It's like I think we spoke about it last time, Cabbie, on when I was last on. Boxing Day for me used to be the best day of the full calendar year.
I've killed that.
We used to go into the pub, put my horse racing bets on, watch all the footy. Every game used to be on, and I think there's like 2 or 3 this year, and the rest is like the day after and the day after that. I'm like, what?
Is it not a full championship in League One or whatever program?
I think so, but Newcastle are playing Man United at Old Trafford on Boxing Day as well at 8 o'clock at night.
That's ridiculous.
That
is just ridiculous, man.
That's the only game on Boxing Day, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, the only game in the Premier League. Crazy.
Yeah, to go to a game, especially even the home fans. It's a festive period, being with your families and stuff. 8 o'clock at night, crikey.
The thing is, there used to be a full program on Boxing Day every year.
Full program
every game. Mental results as well.
One game.
Yeah, one game.
And now it's like, let's ring Sky. Sky, you okay if we? No. We'll have it the next day for that one because we'll get more people betting. We'll get more people on them days and doing this and doing that and whatever. And it's just all about money. That's all it is.
What did they say again? They said there was something like the reason why they moved our game to Boxing Day was to fulfill the fixture promise to all the fans of how many games they would show on Sky over that period.
Mental.
There would be a game every single day or something like that, apart from Christmas Day, of course.
So an interesting question posed by Mogul Blade.
Hey, Bladey, come on.
Who is the best outfield player? And this is to all of the panel.
Yeah.
Who is the best outfield player that's played for both clubs?
Oh, both
Can't
clubs.
use Given because he wasn't an outfield player. My one for that one's got to be Bobby Moncur.
Bobby Moncur.
I never got to see him, so that's a tough one for me.
Are
we going for who we've actually seen play, or is it in general?
Yeah, well, I've actually seen Bobby Moncur play for Newcastle and Sunderland.
Yeah, that's fair. Jesus, that's a tough question.
I'm going to go for Little Lee Clark.
I was thinking about him. I was thinking about Lee Clark.
But he was immense with our championship winning season with the old Lambton strip with the Peter Reid days. He was really good for us.
There's a couple that spring to mind for me. We didn't have him very long, but Louis Saha was fantastic. We only had him on loan though. Andy Cole played for both clubs.
Yes, he did.
He was fantastic for us. Wasn't exactly that great for you guys.
Yeah,
Lee Clark was the other. Yeah, exactly. Barry Venison probably. He was quality for both clubs.
Yeah.
Paul Bracewell.
Paul Bracewell was fantastic.
Bracewell was brilliant.
Yeah. It's a good question.
What about you, Don?
Paul Bracewell, I think when he was with Sunderland, I think he signed for the Mags, and I think he scored like a 30-yard screamer. I don't know. I think it was his first game at home at St James's Park a while back. But I remember that. He's
I think you're right.
He scored a few of them, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It's a good question. That I like that. It all depends on what
Yeah, it's. But Lee Clark, he got caught with a T-shirt, didn't he? So...
He did. He left sour taste in a few Sunderland's mouths when he left our place.
Yeah.
I mean, look, is it just banter? I mean, the days of Geordie through and through.
Exactly.
I think it is. Yeah.
Is it just?
He still put the performances in, didn't he?
He did, and it's like Colback though was. Haven't been a traitorous ginger bastard.
Now you know how we feel about Isaac.
he put the effort in while he was at the club. It was just a bit of a sick now when he moved up the road. That was all.
Yeah.
But I mean, another one that springs to mind, and somebody else I saw play was Brian Robson, Pop Robson.
Yeah, Pop Robson. Yeah,
played for both clubs.
Chris Wobble says, was a.
Yeah, Waddle's a good shot.
Aye, Waddle.
He scored that free kick at one of the last games at Roker Park when we beat Everton 3-0, didn't he?
Never saw him in a Newcastle shirt, though, again, just before my time. 82, 83, wasn't he? So I was born in 81.
Where were
I was
you?
82.
Where were you, Newcastle lads, Don and Bazza, when your mic's very quiet? Hold on. Can you hear? Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can it now, like?
Can it now? Don't know what's happened.
Another 50 pence in the meter. There we go.
That should be it. 1, 2, 1, 2 testicles. 1,
Yeah.
2. Put 50p in it. That's better. My first derby game was when it was the playoff first leg semi-final at Roker Park, and you had Budgie in goal, and it finished 0-0. And Paul Hardiman got a penalty, and it was an awful penalty. And Budgie saved it, and Hardiman took a spat his dummy out, nearly kicked Budgie's head into Rose's head in the vulval end. And he got sent off. And I remember, so I was standing in the main stand, the Paddocks at the bottom, and I just remember all the Newcastle fans at the Roker end, all hands up in the air in unison. We're going to Wembley. We're going, because they thought that was it, 0-0 at Roker Park. You know what I mean? And it finished on a sour note for us. 0-0. We had a player sent off, missed a penalty, and Newcastle was so full of it. I mean, were you surprised at that return scoreline at St James's Park, 2-0?
That's for ill, that one for me. I wasn't privy to that one, I'm afraid.
Were you, Don?
No, not at all. Because I think in that time there was a bit of a level of arrogance towards, like, when Sunderland came to Newcastle, which was completely, daft, because, more often than not, the game was really, really close. But I think there was like a bit of, even in the game, I don't know if you remember the game itself, but there was a bit of showboating going on, and you're just like, what are you doing? You're not taking this seriously, and you're being disrespectful. And basically handed us our backsides. And I thought at the end of that match, I was obviously quite miffed, but at the end of the match, I just thought, you kind of deserved that. You didn't take them seriously, and you were disrespectful, and they've bitten you for it. And yeah, it was a weird game, actually.
I always remember the state of the pitch, and you look at them now, you think, my God.
Oh,
God.
Just in the late 80s, that, you know what I mean? And you see it's like, my God, I think you could see on a blade of grass.
Yeah, I think a lot of clubs were the same in those days. It's before we had underground heating and underground drainage. If it rained, it was a mud bath.
If you ever went to Benton Park, to be honest, until the late 90s, Benton Park was still like that, which is why we used to pick up so many injuries.
Yeah.
Can you remember our match Wigan on the the stand was just a grass bank? Have you seen the footage of that? I wasn't there. And it was absolutely chucking it down, and the Sunderland fans were more interested in just giving each other scores, how good the dives were going to be when they were sliding down this bank. They were covered.
I've been to Wigan a couple of times.
Have you?
Aye. Every time we used to go down there, it was like a home match for Sunderland. Like, they used to just give as many tickets as they possibly could just for their revenue, and then you would just turn up, and like you would have 3/4 of the stadium with a couple of Wigan fans in the back. And that's why when they come up to the Premier League, teams like that, it used to always get sort of miffed, because you're sort of like, you've got like a League One fan base in the Premier League, and it's like, what is going on?
Yeah, bit odd.
Question for Bazza and Don. It's like, is there any players in your supporting Newcastle so far that you've been massively excited when you're getting them, and it's been to be the biggest flop you've ever seen?
Whatever.
In your supporting lifetime so far, yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't that bad, though, was he?
We've got a few, haven't we?
I mean, we got him at the wrong sort of time of his career, didn't we?
Who was that you said? I missed that. It was
Patrick Kluivert.
Patrick
Kluivert, big name.
Yeah.
Michael Owen.
Oh,
a
yeah.
man that we do not like to talk about.
Yeah.
He had a great 6 months, and then he put England first and smashed his knee and became
Made
a
of
prick.
glass. Made of glass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
became an
Scored
absolute
against us, didn't he?
tosspot. He
He
did.
did.
2-0 winner, St James's Park.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking back to my first derby game. It was a 3-3 draw in December 1967. I was 5. My dad took me. Yeah.
Surprised he made it out alive at that age.
Yeah.
But it still went long short then.
Well, I certainly was, John.
A brown leather ball that was getting kicked about with a few stitches
Laces.
in the side.
Yeah, a few laces.
You still got the rattle, haven't you, Rob?
I have. And the dummy.
I like it.
Pixelvich says, won't ever forget a cold Tuesday, February night in St James's Park. He says, Gary Rowell should have had an OBE just for then.
Yeah.
Never been back since. Yeah. Patrick says, yeah. Geez, Cabby Sunderland have had a few to mention. Yeah, we have.
Milton Nunes always comes to mind.
Stefan Givash, there's one for you. Won the World Cup.
Altidore was another one.
Can you remember a player called Mirandina?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Medina.
Never saw him play, but know the name, obviously, and know the history.
He was like a Team U Zenden, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Seen a few clips on YouTube.
What would you say is your best Newcastle side you've seen?
Ever.
That's easy.
That's easy, you
cup.
reckon, eh?
Yeah, they won the cup.
The one that
no.
Kevin Keegan's side, isn't it?
Unquestionably. 5-0 Man U.
Is that where Asprilla, Ginola, Ferdinand...
Peter Beardsley, Rob Lee,
Beardsley.
David Batty, Peacock,
Batty,
Albert, John Beresford, and who played right back? Steve Watson played right back that day.
Aye, that's right.
Yeah. And even as a Sunderland fan, I will say that Newcastle were an exciting team.
It was
to
a
watch.
very exciting team.
They played on the principle that doesn't matter how many of the other teams score, we'll score one more.
Yeah.
I just love watching the Newcastle Liverpool games and that time period and all.
Do you know what I mean? Had to bring them up.
Was that the one where it finished 4-3 and I think
when
Collymore
Collymore and a bobbled over his head? That was the top of that. Like,
it showed you Kevin Keegan leaning there with the advertising hoardings like this.
Keep rubbing it in.
And just while we're on these subjects, my best ever Premier League goal that I've ever seen was Dennis Bergkamp. I don't know who it was against, but he brought it down.
Yeah, I was there. Stood up and applauded.
That
for me fouled him.
But that for me is the best Premier League goal that I've ever seen. Like
he still fouled him.
He didn't.
The arm off.
He didn't, man. He didn't.
that Keegan team. I mean, weren't you quite considerable number of points ahead of anybody?
Jeez, are we still talking about?
Yeah, we're still talking about it. Might as well, like, given the spirit of it. Why we've got you here.
We were 13 points ahead.
Just like we can't close out games, no, we just couldn't close out the season.
I think
we'll never sing that though.
We were just sitting with the popcorn, watching them dwindle, just keep on coming, and then Man U would just keep on clawing away, and then
1-0, 1-0, 1-0. You actually beat them that year, didn't you? 1-0 at your place, which actually give us a bit of a sniff again.
Yeah.
But you'll never sing that though.
No.
Well, everybody was saying like we've played anybody yet. At what point did you think the Newcastle fans thought, "Oh, wait a minute, we can't say Sunderland haven't played anybody now"? Because I mean, that's all we got, wasn't it? You played anyone yet?
Chelsea game, Stamford Bridge. That's when I kind of took a little bit more notice.
But then, if you look at the teams that we've played already, your Palaces, your Villas, Chelsea, and that, they're all up there. Do you know what I mean? It was Burnley that we got beat off, and obviously Man City and that. But you know, this is where I'm sort of on the fence now, because we've got these other teams to play, and it's them teams that we seem to like struggle against. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's so disheartening. But I just feel like if we can go on a little tiny run, right, and get back into gear. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? Like, who knows? We're here for the ride at the minute. As long as we stay up, we just here for the ride. but Sunday could be because years a leapfrog us on Sunday, wouldn't you? So it's that there for us is mental.
It's that whole thing, though, isn't it? You know, if someone had said to you, start of the season, after this many games, this is how many points you can have, you're a bit wrong off, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
We discussed this most weeks, Don, and both CABBIE and myself would have bit the bloody hands off for that.
Absolutely.
And we, to be honest, I thought we might have had 15 points at this point.
It's a fair show.
I did not for 1 minute think we were going to be, up in the 20s.
I've watched a fair few of your games this season and last season. I mean, I didn't tell you the story about when I went up to see my dad in Newcastle and you were in the playoff final.
Oh,
and I was
yes,
watching
you did,
it in the Holiday Inn.
Oh, yes, you did.
I was watching it in the Holiday Inn in Cromlington.
Yeah.
And you guys scored, and I jumped up and went, yes! And the bloke across the bar from me just looked at us though with absolute daggers. And honestly, the barman looked like he was going to throw a pint at us. And I was like, we kind of have a derby if they're not in the same league, guys. The basis on them, like, but I was just like, but yeah, I've watched quite a few of your games, like, and you're not, like, even in the playoffs, you just were making mistakes but getting away with them. And even in the final, in the final, you were making mistakes but getting away with them. But you're just not making those mistakes now.
Yeah.
And you why though, really, Don? Really solid.
Do you know why? Because all them players that was in the playoff final are no longer there anymore. Like, literally, right, we've got a full strength, established, decent team. Do you know what I mean? And do you know, like, so your Humes and that, and Dan Bollard's, right? They've stated their claim that they can play in this league, right? And, like other players like 09 who's, on his way out and stuff and whatnot, right? I wish them all the absolute best. Like Patrick Roberts of the night, he's doing really well at Birmingham and stuff like that.
Scored in either the night.
But I think these sort of players know their level. Do you know what I mean? They know exactly where they can have a good career and carry on playing. Where you look at like Ipswich and that who went up last season, bought all championship players and players that, just couldn't cut it. And what happened? They just folded straight away because it's a different kettle of fish. Our recruitment, I think, they need to take that off because every player that they've brought in has brought something to this team and it really, enhanced us to be a Premier League team now.
I agree. I think this is where my nerves.
Sorry, I think that's where my nerves would be if I was a Sunderland fan, because so far you haven't had any real mega issues with injuries, and as we get post Christmas and people start getting a bit more fatigued, it's whether you've got a little bit of cash in January to buy some players just to take you over the line.
Well, I think that they're already actually there's little rumours coming out already. Like there's Guendouzi and stuff like that getting floated about. They're not denying that these are already in place, but I think all this is already in the pipeline to cover this sort of period, even if it's just loan moves or whatever it might be. But we're going to lose, I think, was it 6-7 players? Cabby, if you remind us?
Yeah.
And that is a massive chunk of our first team squad.
And I know a lot of other Premier League teams have also got that problem, but we haven't got the strength in depth, which is going to sort of jeopardise it. And like you say, if we're going on a bad run, lose 3 on the bounce or something, and the teams below pick up points, then
you're there again.
It's not comfortable, is it? And that's why I'm never cocky. People say I'm too pessimistic, I'm too negative. Kev hates it when I talk about stop talking about relegation, Cabby, and this and that. And the other.
I think it's reality though, Cabby. Like like people are getting too carried away, enjoying it. You know what I mean? And as we should be enjoying at this moment in time. But looking at the future, looking at the issues that's going to arise, and we can see it because it is going to happen, right? It's what happens in January is for me where we can be comfortable come the back end of the season. Because I still didn't think we're going down. I just want to be comfortable. That's all I want to be. To go, like you says, Bazza, have that second season, start building.
John McGinney says, we aren't buying players to take us over the line. We are buying for Europe. KLD and Xhaka have stayed firm on their ambition, and that will be shown in January.
Touch wood.
Touch wood.
I mean, to finish in the top 7 in your first season would be almost up there with Leicester winning the league. That's how much of an achievement it would be.
Do you reckon so?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I do.
the thing is, you're going to run into the FFP stuff. You know, you're not
Potentially.
going to be able to buy
Not for another 2 years, though, Don. Not for
Oh,
another 2 years.
no. Please don't go down that route of like it's 3-year cycles and all this sort of stuff. Please don't.
Yeah.
It's not.
They're changing the rules, aren't they?
They're
They
changing
just
it
make
to-
them up as they go along.
Changing
So
the
City,
rules to suit the cartel clubs, aren't they?
yes.
80% of
The mirroring-
revenue needs to be only 80% of revenue can be spent on
unless
wages.
you're in Europe. Unless you're in Europe.
And then it's 75%. Yeah.
70% in Europe. I
70,
think.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was less in Europe, but
Yeah.
the Premier League have said 80% of your revenue is the maximum that can be spent on wages.
Yeah.
So
It's everything, wages and signing on fees. I think they've started to take away. I think when I spoke to Stefan, who was
agent fees
on TalkSport, a lot agent fees. That's what's been taken away. I think because those fees are ridiculous, and I still don't understand why a club pays an agent of a player. The player should pay the agent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does my head in how the club
sometimes
has to
the agent
stumble
gets
up.
more than the actual club's paid for the player. Sometimes, do you know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you've got to keep the agents straight, otherwise they'll take their players somewhere else.
But it shouldn't be allowed
wrong.
to do that.
It is
They're
wrong,
supposed to
but-
act on the best interests of their player, not themselves, which is why I think clubs shouldn't be bound to pay agent fees. It should be the player, because the player is the one who's employed the agent, not the football club.
Well, good luck, I am off. Cheers, was there, for popping in, mate, and enjoy Sunday if you can.
There's no enjoyment in a derby day, you know that. Not until the final whistle's gone.
Yeah,
and you know the result, then you can enjoy it, or you hide yourself.
I mean, when we were 5-0 up at Spurs with Spurs at Newcastle in 21 minutes, I enjoyed the rest of that game.
Do you know what it is? I was still a little bit nervous in that game because Harry Kane was still on the pitch. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ.
Someone asked a question in the chat a while back, and this team could be joining us next season if Sunderland stay in the Premier League. Middlesbrough, do you class that as a derby?
For Sunderland, yes.
I didn't, you know.
You didn't?
I didn't, because when I drive up to Sunderland to see me dad and that, and when I'm coming back down, it's like, welcome to Yorkshire. And it's like, do you know what I mean? It's for me, it's not. They're more of a derby, I would say.
It's a soft derby, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a soft one. I mean, they're sitting there by themselves, out in the sticks, in the middle of nowhere, and they think, you know what? Hartlepool's never going to get up here anytime soon. Neither's Darlington, so we'll just keep going up there 19, and we'll jump on the back of Sunderland.
And without being cheeky, there was a bit like us when we first got into the Premier League, and you guys were down there with Middlesbrough. Leeds was sort of our derby for a few years because they were the closest team, and no one ever likes Leeds anyway. So you know, it's a soft derby, isn't it? It's not a real derby.
I mean, I've been to the Riverside, and they are mental, their fans. Like literally, they're treated like a derby, like a proper derby. Like they're waiting for you coming off the bus and that, and you say, all right. Do you know what I mean?
I don't agree with all that sort of stuff. I don't even agree
no
with
chance.
our derby either, to be fair. But
You are bad, sorry?
I don't agree with stuff like that, me. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Can enjoy it, do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Have a bit banter about it, and you know, I wish the other team it'll be it for the rest of the season, but that's about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's 90 minutes of absolutely just we're in the northeast, and everyone else around in the country just seem to like shut the doors against us for some strange reason. That you're up there by yourselves and we didn't want to follow you, but we make it our own. I think the size of our stadiums, the fan bases and stuff like that. A lot of these other clubs, if you've gone through the Premier League, like we just spoke about with your Bournemouth and that, they're nowhere near the amount of passion or fan base that we bring. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's credit to both cities. I really do.
So, Pixel Rich says Middlesbrough is a small town in York, Leicestershire, and I think he's stating a quote there from Mark and Law days on Radio 1. I know where you're coming from there.
I can always remember, was it Question of Sport with Stevie Cram? And it was an Arsenal Middlesbrough game. And Stevie Cram's comment was something like, "Oh yeah, that's a bunch of southern soft shites, and the other team's Arsenal."
Love it.
Gary Hoyle says our recruitment staff deserve a real pat on the back for what they've achieved. I was going to go read
They do.
some of the,
Totally agree.
every time we've played Middlesbrough, said Steve, fans have always been up for it. Yeah, proper atmosphere, lifts just as much as Newcastle game. Fans definitely split on it though, but it's a derby. That's just a fact. But is it a derby? That's just a fact. Yeah. Oh yeah, Castle chucked away 13-point lead.
Sorry, can't help laughing at that guy. Sorry,
I cannot.
I'd love it. I'd just love it. Was what Curly Perm said.
Right, we'll just about wrap it up there. I'm gonna have a late tea. Have you guys enjoyed yourselves?
It's been absolutely brilliant, yeah. And I'm still not giving you a prediction, so I'm leaving it there. I've got it in my head and stored there, and I'll tell you if I was right next time.
You're going to write it on a piece of paper, Gaz, and show it on the next show, mate.
Let me throw one in for you that might make you make your prediction. So Peter Downs is the referee.
Oh.
So he has a 70% home win rate this season.
Well, there you go then.
It might be 90 after I just give him a quick ring.
Well, the other good thing is he's averaging 4 cards a game, so he's quite sensible.
Yeah. Well, that goes out the window on Sunday. Though there'll be more than 4 cards.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think either team can afford red cards, and they certainly can't afford injuries. So I think both managers will have to have a bit of a chat with their lads and say, look, play hard, play fair.
Look,
don't get yourself sent off.
We've got 7 Africans, right, going to Africa, right? So for me, they can kick shit out of you. Get as many cards as they want, because we're not going to miss them.
Only 6 guys.
Only 6.
Adingra's not going, apparently. He hasn't been selected. No.
Because he wasn't in it. I've seen the last team squad that they played, and he wasn't in it.
No, he hasn't been selected for the World Cup squad.
Oh wow!
Oh, the AFCON squad. Sorry.
Yeah.
But you don't want to send an off, do you, in this match on Sunday? I mean, do you think that could, as a neutral, that
kills the game?
That just kills the game. I mean, imagine the stadium of everybody's 3 minutes gone, crunch and tackle, Sunderland player gets a player sent off.
No, you don't want that. Definitely not.
Well, to be fair, we're crap against 10 men anyway. Do you see us against Burnley?
Yeah, but the thing is as well,
Liverpool last season.
Yeah, Liverpool last year.
The only problem that we've got now is VAR. So even if the ref wants to play it on and try to keep the game as it is, that VAR will, if that soon as that comes in, the ref's got no control over it.
Yeah.
So that'll play a part. But look, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's hope it's a really, really good derby. It lives up to his expectations, and everyone just enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Like, regardless, when someone wins. So just
Baz, before we end off, is it your YouTube channel? Is it your YouTube?
Yes.
Channel? Yeah.
Yes. So,
do you want to plug your channel when you next go on live, or what you up to?
So we're live tomorrow night. Same type of show, Through Black and White Eyes, with you guys coming on to preview the game. We do a little bit of a different format. You know, we talk about the potential team news and selections and things like that. So it'll be a different chat. So if you're interested in coming over and watching it, give us a follow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it, to be fair, because it's hard to get away fans on. I don't know how you guys have found it when you want to speak to the opposition, you want to get them on. They're all, I'm
up for coming on the live. You see, you use a team thingy.
StreamYard. So it's just exactly what you guys did. You sent the link, you click on it, you're in the show. It's as simple as that. It's just exactly the same thing. Yeah. So it's really easy to use.
Well, I'm up for it. I don't know what years it Dean, Rob?
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Join them, do a mirror image, and
I'm happy.
I'll send you the link to Stu, and then he can forward it on to
definitely.
you guys. And then,
brilliant. You up for that, Don? Tomorrow night?
I'm happy to.
Yeah, brilliant.
It'll be good. But appreciate you guys coming on, and Gaz as well, and Rob and the dog.
Wherever he is.
It'll soon be out when we'll be able to breathe.
Exactly.
As you just got to get that Isaac stuff rubbed off the background, though, mate.
I know. Well, this is just a last minute
or
background.
Put some more words on it that says there's a splitter or something like that. Stab.
Would you take? He's the one that if it didn't work out for him at Liverpool, would you take him back?
Okay. For 20 million, yes.
For 20 million. Because I mean, you wouldn't complain if he came back and he started banging the goals like you did with us beforehand, eh?
Well, I've told all Liverpool fans, you bought the iPhone, but you didn't buy the charger.
I like that.
Shows you the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Exactly. We set up our team specifically to feed Isaac. Liverpool are a different kettle of fish. He was a big fish in a small pond, technically with Newcastle. He's now in a bigger pond with Liverpool, with Salah and Szoboszlai and McAllister and all these great players. Yeah. They're also quite selfish themselves when it comes to chances. We weren't. We were feed Isaac, and Isaac will score goals for us.
Yeah. How do you think Liverpool have treated Salah?
I mean, he's not playing well. He deserved to be dropped, but to drop him out of the squad completely was a little bit naughty, wasn't it?
One of the things that gets it for me is they're saying, "Oh, why has he gone into the press and said stuff?" But when he was getting battered by the press, the team, the club, the manager weren't coming out and defending him.
Yeah, exactly.
So why is he not allowed to say it? I think clubs want to protect them. It's leadership, isn't it? If the team loses, it's the manager's fault. If the team wins, it's the team's win. It's for me. It's just like I think he's right. He has been thrown under the bus.
Yeah, I do believe he has been thrown under the bus, but I think the way they're in a position for me, Liverpool, where they're not used to this. They don't understand. They don't know how to get out of it. Do you look through the team who they've sold. They would be crying for like Nunes and Diaz back because they had a sense of how Liverpool played. Now Gakpo. He's like a Harvey Barnes. You know exactly what he's going to do. He cuts in and just shoots for fun, and 9 times out of 10 doesn't even hit the target. And then you got Salah down there. Wirtz is like a little boy. He's just getting knocked off the ball as if he's not even. The German league and the Premier League is 2 different kettles of fish.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So all these players, because obviously they've used their financial play, they thought to their advantage, and they've absolutely blown it. They've literally ripped the squad to bits. That was actually going to piss the league again. And they've started again. It's like, we don't know what we're doing here. That's Salah's fault.
They didn't strengthen in the right areas. That was their problem. If they had spent that 125 million they give to us on the defence, there'd be a very different team this year. They didn't need Isaac. They didn't actually need him. It's just pure greed.
Do you know what I mean?
See, Wirtz, I can he's a quality, but I think he will come good eventually. But you're right, they didn't actually really need him now. They needed to sort the defence out.
Like, Sabrono's like playing like right back, left back, and I'm like, what you doing? What a player he is. And then they'll bring Jones on, which I'm like, for me, is like a West Ham sort of player somewhere like that.
He's a good squad player, though, isn't he?
He's a good squad player, but
reliable.
It's just, you had Elliott, who's gone off to Aston Villa, can't even
talk of him coming back in January to Liverpool now.
But they never. You take Salah out that squad. Who are you gonna put there? Like, who? Do you know what I mean? Like, what you doing?
But anyway, 150 million.
I'm not bothered about Liverpool. This is about us. This is about Sunday, and this is what's happening. Right, that's it.
Is it a case that Slot is changing the way that Liverpool play to do what Newcastle did, which was right? We've got this known goal scorer up front that's not scoring goals. Change the way we play so we feed the ball to him and he will score goals. Yeah, it's possible that's what's happening because last year it was Klopp's team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was Klopp.
Oh, 100% Klopp's team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is as well, though, Liverpool play against almost every single team that play a low block.
Yeah.
Isaac doesn't like playing against teams with a low block.
Yeah.
The reason why he scored a lot of goals for us is when we were playing against the bigger teams, it was more an open game. and he got more chances because of that.
Morgan Bleaker says the bus missed him anyway for Salah because Isak was driving it.
And I'll tell you the one thing I'll be really upset with, and I don't know if Don feels the same way, but if Saudi Arabia come out and try and buy Salah and offer a stupid amount of money for him when he's in this slump, he wants to leave, I'll be very angry.
How old
I don't
Salah?
want to see 33. So I do not want to see an 80, 90, 100 million pound bid. They want to get him as cheap as possible. Otherwise, they're doing a disservice to Newcastle.
Remember, we've got the whole fair value thing now, though.
No such thing as fair value when it's Liverpool to Saudi, though, because the Saudi don't know any of Liverpool, do they? So,
but it is when it's not the top 6 clubs, isn't it?
No, it's literally all to do with same party transactions, isn't it? So that's the whole reason fair market value is in play. So it makes no ounce of a difference when Liverpool want as much as they want for Salah. I just hope they're not stupid enough to fall for it, because he's 33. He's not worth 100 million. I would say 40 at best.
Mind you, they're paying a fair bit out in wages to a 36-year-old.
Wages 300 grand a week, isn't it? Or something stupid like that. Or 500.
One of them's on a bit more than that. I think
Van Dijk.
Ronaldo.
Oh, Ronaldo, over in Saudi. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's on like £1 million a week or something stupid like that.
And the rest.
It's more than that. About 300 million he was on, wasn't it?
It was a 300 million pound yearly contract.
He gets a bonus for scoring. He gets a bonus for assists.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, must be nice.
Anyway,
Messi must be kicking himself.
Thanks, guys. I do
appreciate it.
Right, really good session. Enjoyed that.
Good. Thoroughly.
And enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you guys on the flip side on your channel.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. I'll send the link to Stu, and then you forward it on to the guys, and we'll have hopefully Superfan Dan will be available as well, depending on how things have gone today.
And then we can my regards from me, and that
already done. Nice. He's a busy guy. He also supports a local team out in America who are he's a big. That's why he's got the name Superfan Dan. It's not because of Newcastle. It's because of Monterey Bay. And that club, he walked away from that club because he had loads of shit with the owner or the chairman or something.
Yeah.
And that chairman's now gone, and all the fans want him back because he was like the mascot as well in a way.
Yeah.
So he's got to do a video today as well of his announcement that he's coming back to the ground and all this sort of stuff. So he's had a lot on his plate to sort out. So he should be back tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
Fantastic. Yep.
It'll be a good laugh. I'm looking forward to it.
And you know where to follow us tomorrow. I'll put a mentioned. What's the name of your channel again, Baz?
Brew Black and White Eyes.
There we go. You heard it here.
There we go.
So